Hello everyone, this is the question asked in GATE 2021 Civil Engineering Set 1. 4 persons P, Q, R and S are to be seated in a row, all facing the same direction but not necessarily in the same order. P and R cannot sit adjacent to each other. S should be seated to the right of Q. The number of distinct arrangements possible is. So, this is a type of question that involves arranging the things, and to solve this question, let's first have a look at some useful data. So the useful thing that needs to be kept in mind is that in such type of problems, we always have to look for the direct and the indirect information. The direct information encompasses the things that are clearly mentioned in the statements of the question. So this is the information which we will begin with in solving such questions. The second thing is about the indirect information. So after we have done with all the direct information, then we have to look for the connection between different parts of the information, and with these connections we will be able to deduce the indirect information. So the problem could be any sort of seating arrangement, may it be linear or it would be circular. These are the two things that one needs to keep in mind. So let's try to solve this problem. So I've been given that 4 persons are to be seated in a row. So this is a form of linear arrangement, and for our simplicity, let's take the direction to be north. Now the first information that is given to us is that P and R cannot sit adjacent to each other. That is, P can never sit adjacent to R. The second information that is given to us is that S should be seated to the right of Q. That is, S should be seated to the right of Q. Now these are the two direct informations that are given to us. Now we have to determine the number of distinct seating arrangements possible. So let's first design the number of seating arrangements taking into consideration the first condition. So it's given that P and R can never sit adjacent to each other. So the first possibility is that P is sitting in the first position and R is sitting in the last position. The second possibility is that P is sitting in the first position and R is sitting in the third position. The third possibility is that P is sitting in the second position and R is sitting in the last position. Now this is in the order in which P comes first and R comes second. If I switch the order, then I will get additional 3 possibilities where R would come first and P would come second. Okay, so now I have all the arrangements, all the combinations in which P and R cannot sit adjacent to each other. So the first condition is fulfilled. Now the second condition says that S should be seated to the right of Q. So let's design that scene. So S is always seating to the right of Q. It's only given that S is seated to the right of Q irrespective of the number of people in between them. So in all these cases, you can see that S is always seated to the right of Q. Hence, the second condition is also fulfilled. Now, I determined that all these combinations are in inclination with the first condition, and using those combinations, I determine the second condition filling those results. Hence, the number of arrangements I am getting is 6. Hence, option C, 6 is our right answer. Thank you.